Imagine being able to double your money without lifting a finger. Sounds too good to be true? Welcome to the world of compounding. Now, you're probably wondering, what is this compounding? Well, in the simplest terms, compounding is the process where the value of an investment increases because the earnings on it also earn interest as time passes. Yes, you heard that right. It's not just your initial investment that's working hard for you, but also the returns it garners. Imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. As it rolls, it accumulates more and more snow, growing larger with every turn. That's essentially what compounding does to your money. Your earnings roll in, and then those earnings earn, and so on. But here's the catch. Compounding is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a slow and steady process that requires time. It's like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow into a tree. You won't see a gigantic tree the next day, or even the next month. But give it a few years, and you'll have a sturdy tree standing tall, bearing fruits year after year. Compounding is often referred to as the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason. It's a powerful tool in finance that can help you grow your wealth exponentially. It's the key that can unlock the door to financial freedom, enabling you to live the life you've always dreamed of. But remember, the magic of compounding works best when you start early. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to compound and grow. So, whether you're in your 20s or your 50s, it's never too late to start investing and reaping the benefits of compounding. Compounding, in essence, is money making money, and then that money making even more money. A seemingly simple concept, but its effects are profound. Compound interest is a universal concept, but let's dive into its implications in the Indian financial landscape. In India, the culture of saving has been deeply ingrained in our minds from an early age. A common practice is to squirrel away some part of our earnings into a safe haven known as a fixed deposit. The fixed deposit is the quintessential Indian savings tool, beloved for its guaranteed returns and low-risk nature. But there's another financial instrument that's equally attractive and potentially more rewarding in the long run: the Public Provident Fund, or PPF. The PPF, a long-term investment scheme backed by the Indian government, is a shining example of the power of compounding. It's a 15-year plan where the interest is compounded annually, and the beauty of it is that the returns are entirely tax-free. Now let's illustrate this with a real-world example. Imagine an Indian individual who decides to invest a modest sum of 10,000 rupees per year into a PPF account. That's a little over 800 rupees per month. Now, the current PPF interest rate is around 7.5%. If this rate remains consistent, at the end of 15 years, the 10,000 rupees per year, or 150,000 rupees in total, would have ballooned to over 270,000 rupees. That's nearly double the initial investment, and remember, every single rupee of that growth is tax-free. The magic of compounding is at work here, turning a series of small investments into a substantial sum over time. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering more and more snow as it goes, growing bigger and faster with each passing moment. The key here is time. The longer the time frame, the greater the growth, emphasizing the importance of starting early and maintaining consistent investments. As we can see, even with a modest investment, the power of compounding can lead to substantial growth over time. Now, you might be wondering, how does all of this lead to financial freedom? Well, let's dive into it. Financial freedom, quite simply, is the state of having sufficient wealth to live without having to work actively for basic necessities. It's a point where your assets generate an income that is greater than your expenses. Sounds dreamy, right? But how does compounding fit into this picture? Imagine this. You're an avid cricket fan and decide to save a rupee for every run scored by your favorite player in a season. At the end of the season, you find that you've saved 1,000 rupees. You decide to invest this money in a scheme that offers a 10% annual return. Now here's where the magic happens. At the end of the first year, you earn 100 rupees as interest, but instead of spending it, you reinvest it. So in the second year, you earn interest not just on your initial investment of 1,000 rupees, but also on the 100 rupees you earned as interest in the first year. This is compounding, earning interest on interest. Now let's take this a step further. Suppose you decide to save 1,000 rupees at the end of every cricket season and invest it in the same scheme. Over time, these regular investments, compounded annually, will grow into a substantial corpus. After 20 years, you'd have amassed a small fortune, enough to perhaps buy a house, start your own business, or even retire early. This is financial freedom, the ability to live the life you want without worrying about money. But remember, compounding isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It requires discipline, patience, and regular investments. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow, and the more you benefit from the power of compounding. Financial freedom might seem like a distant dream, but with the power of compounding, it's closer than you think. Compounding isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, it's a get-rich-slow scheme, and it requires one key ingredient: patience. Yes, patience is not just about waiting for your favorite show's next season to drop, it's the secret sauce that can turn your humble savings into a treasure trove. Let's take a journey back to when the great Indian cricket maestro Sachin Tendulkar first stepped onto the pitch. He didn't score a century in his debut match. No, it took him several games, constant practice, and of course, patience. Similarly, your investments need time to grow, to compound, to score their century. Consider this. You start investing a modest sum of 10,000 rupees every month at the age of 25. With an average annual return rate of 12%, by the time you retire at 60, your investment would have grown to over 9 crores. Now, if you got impatient and stopped investing after 10 years, your corpus at 60 would be just over 1 crore. That's the power of patience. It's not the large initial amount, but the length of time you let your money work for you that creates wealth. Remember the story of the tortoise and the hare? The hare, despite being the faster runner, lost the race because he lacked patience. He underestimated the power of slow and steady progress. The tortoise, on the other hand, won because he understood that patience and persistence can beat speed. This tale is not just a childhood fable, it's a lesson in investing. The market might fluctuate, there may be highs and lows, but if you stay patient, your investments will grow, slowly and steadily, just like the tortoise. So the next time you're tempted to withdraw your investments prematurely, or hesitate to invest because of market volatility, remember the tortoise. Remember Sachin. And always remember, patience isn't just a virtue. In the world of compounding, it's the gateway to riches. So, what's the key takeaway from all this compounding talk? Well, let's jump right into it. The first and most fundamental thing to grasp about compounding is that it's the secret sauce to growing wealth. It's the magic trick that transforms small, consistent investments into a veritable treasure chest over time. It's like planting a seed and nurturing it consistently, allowing it to grow into a towering tree that provides shade and fruit for generations. But what does this have to do with financial freedom, you ask? Everything. Compounding is the vehicle that drives you towards your financial goals, be it buying a home, funding your child's education, or securing a comfortable retirement. It's the slow and steady tortoise that eventually wins the race, leaving the hasty hare in the dust. However, this magic doesn't happen overnight. It needs 2 crucial ingredients: patience and regular investments. Without patience, you might give up too soon, missing out on the exponential growth that compounding provides in the long run. And without regular investments, there's no fuel to keep the engine of compounding running. Think about it. It's like expecting a plant to grow without watering it regularly, or giving up on it just because you don't see it sprouting immediately. Similarly, in the world of finance, you need to keep feeding your investments and give them the time they need to grow and flourish. So, the power of compounding is not just a financial concept, it's a philosophy of discipline, patience, and consistency. It's a commitment to yourself and your future. It's a promise to stay the course, even when the road gets rocky. In conclusion, the power of compounding is the key to unlocking the door to financial freedom. It's the tool that can help you build a solid financial foundation, paving the way for a secure and prosperous future. Remember, the secret to wealth is right at your fingertips. Start investing, stay patient, and let the power of compounding do the rest.